Red dust swirls like smoke, like a whisper from an ancient tale etched into the wild heart of Africa. The lions that roam here evoke the legend of 1898, strikingly bare, fiercely untamed, and steeped in primal power. Unlike the teeming savannas of the Masai Mara or the Serengeti, this land holds tight to its soul, raw, unfiltered, and alive within the cradle of nature. Tsavo National Park, a vast wilderness divided into east and west, yet united by its fierce spirit. But not even this divide can slow the march of the African elephants. Cloaked in red earth, they move like mythic war beasts, ancient, majestic, unstoppable. Before we take you deep into this untamed red kingdom, tell us, where in the world are you watching from? It's great to have you with us. Now, let's begin our journey. Tsavo revealed, the harsh beauty of predator lands. On the shadowed cliffs of Tsavo West, a leopard stands motionless, framed by the burning red of a dying sun, its piercing eyes locked on the scorched savanna below. Far beneath, where the mountain's base crumbles into cracked earth, a maneless lion crouches low by a smoldering thicket, every muscle tensed, ears twitching at the soft rustle of an antelope herd. Out on the open plains, a Southeast African cheetah explodes into motion, sprinting in silent desperation, chasing the vanishing shadow of a nimble Thompson's gazelle. As darkness falls, the scavengers rise. Hyenas emerge from the gloom like ghosts, silent, watchful, drawn by the scent of fear and opportunity. But Tsavo is changing. Its temperatures have risen by nearly 1.5 degrees Celsius in just half a century. The rains no longer follow the rhythm of the land. Droughts stretch on, unforgiving, and wildfires leave the grasslands barren. No time to heal. At the last refuge of life, the Zima Springs, a Nile crocodile waits in eerie stillness. No prey dares draw near. Only the heavy-footed hippos remain, flattening what little green life survives. Nature does not cry out. It fades, quietly, relentlessly, and in that silence, the ancient dance between predator and prey grows thinner and ever more fragile. The climate here shapes life with an unforgiving hand. Each year, temperatures swing between 20 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius, marked by two dry seasons, June to October and January to February. During these months, water evaporates faster than the skies can restore it. The ground cracks, vegetation wilts, red dust rises like smoke across the plains, and through it all, the animals of Tsavo must adapt, day by day, hour by hour, just to survive. Yet despite the hardship, life here is astonishingly rich. Over 500 species of birds fill the skies. Reptiles, amphibians, and mammals thrive where logic says they shouldn't. And among them roam the full cast of Africa's Big Five: elephant, lion, leopard, buffalo, and the elusive black rhinoceros. According to the 2024 Wildlife Census, Tsavo is home to an estimated 14,984 elephants, 38% of Kenya's entire elephant population. Roughly 325 kilometers southeast of Nairobi, Tsavo East emerges from the earth like a blazing canvas of life. Stretching across 13,747 square kilometers of scorched plains, sparse shrublands, and ephemeral riverbeds. Its climate is distinctly semi-arid. Rainfall is rare, just over 1,000 millimeters per year, not enough to sustain long-term soil moisture. Daytime temperatures range from 28 degrees Celsius to 33 degrees Celsius, accelerating evaporation and stunting the land's ability to recover from drought. The earth here bleeds red, rich in iron oxide. The soil gives Tsavo its signature hue and shapes not just the scenery, but the very chemistry of life that clings to it. Along the western edge of the park, the Yata Plateau continues its silent march, stretching 290 kilometers from Oldonyosibuk to the Galana River. It is the longest lava flow on Earth, forged millions of years ago as molten basalt followed an ancient riverbed, then cooled into a black, fortress-like ridge rising 150 meters above the plains. Though arid, the Yata Plateau is vital. It serves as a natural corridor for wildlife migrations, guiding large mammals to water and food. Its thorny shrubs and scattered woodlands offer shade, shelter, and refuge for creatures that thrive in solitude. This is Tsavo, a land sculpted by fire and time, where survival is written not in conquest, but in endurance. Amid the dry heat and the iron-rich red soil of Tsavo, one creature strides through time with quiet resilience: the Somali ostrich. In a land that tests every heartbeat, its survival is a tribute to nature's most enduring design. This is not an easy place to live, but in that very harshness, each deliberate step of the Somali ostrich becomes a symbol of endurance, of adaptation, of silent strength. Unlike its more familiar cousin, the Somali ostrich wears no white ring around its neck. Instead, it displays a striking blue, the vivid hue of its neck and thighs glowing even brighter in males during breeding season. That shimmering lapis skin is more than ornamental. It draws mates, yes, but it also reflects an ancient adaptation, tuned perfectly to the brutal glare of the semi-desert sun. A fan of white tail feathers distinguishes the male, replacing the black and white pattern of other ostrich subspecies. It is a subtle signature in a place where the smallest distinctions can mean survival. Standing as tall as a man and often heavier, the Somali ostrich reaches heights of 2.4 meters and weighs up to 115 kilograms. It cannot fly and it does not hunt, but it runs with a speed that defies logic. At 70 kilometers per hour, it escapes danger with thunderous strides, its legs engineered by evolution for speed and power. On the Yata Plateau, where vegetation is sparse and the land lies open and unforgiving, the ostrich has the advantage. It can see danger from afar, but when needed, even scattered shrubs become sanctuary, temporary refuges to rest, to hide, to vanish. A classic browser, the Somali ostrich feeds on what this land offers. Leaves, roots, wildflowers, seeds. Succulent plants provide precious moisture when drought grips the plains. And when greenery disappears, it does not hesitate to consume insects or small animals. A quiet opportunist in a land of extremes. Here, they are most often seen alone or in pairs, especially in the breeding season or when scarcity forces solitude. As the dry season wanes and the plateau's vegetation fades, they drift toward the Galana River, not in great herds like the hoofed migrants, but in small, flexible movements, guided not by spectacle, but by instinct. And subtle shifts in microclimate. In this timeless land, even the ostrich knows, survival belongs not to the strongest, but to those who adapt with grace. Also graced with long legs and a gift for stealth, the lesser kudu moves like a whisper through the thickets of Tsavo. Its reddish-brown coat is etched with vertical white stripes, markings that don't merely blend into the shadows, they seem to breathe with them. This is one of Africa's most elusive antelope, a creature sculpted by silence, shaped by stillness. Each kudu wears between 11 and 14 ghostly stripes along its flanks, camouflage so precise. Even the sharpest predator's eye can be fooled. Its oversized, rounded ears, constantly swiveling, act as natural satellites, detecting even the faintest rustle of danger. But this antelope is not a herd dweller. Males roam alone or in pairs. Females travel with a quiet sisterhood, just one or two companions and their young, tucked away in the safety of the brush. It's a life of low visibility, an evolutionary gamble that trades awareness for near invisibility. And yet, when danger does strike, the lesser kudu does not freeze. It explodes. With a single bound, it can leap over 9 meters forward and more than 2 meters high, disappearing into the undergrowth like a living phantom. Primarily a browser, it dines on leaves, fallen fruits, tender shoots, and herbs. It rarely drinks, drawing moisture from its food, a survival strategy that allows it to go for weeks without visiting surface water. When the sun scorches the Yata Plateau beyond 32 degrees Celsius, the kudu retreats into the shadows beneath thorny trees, where the world is a few degrees quieter. In long dry spells, some make subtle journeys to the greener pockets along the Galana River, but they never migrate en masse. Unlike many territorial animals, the lesser kudu avoids conflict. Males rarely fight, and only do so when the stakes are high, during the breeding season or in times of crisis. Their instinct is not to conquer, but to endure. But even the gentlest creatures are never far from danger. On the open plains and hidden glades of Tsavo, predators lurk. And for the lesser kudu, survival is a constant equation. One misstep, and the shadows it fades into may become the jaws it cannot outrun. Where lesser kudus weave through thorny thickets to escape the unrelenting sun, a silent shadow emerges, the Tsavo lion. A symbol of primal power and instinctive survival, it is unlike any other lion in Africa. This predator has evolved not only to endure the brutal heat of Tsavo East, but to master it. the lions of this land are fewer in number. Only around 450 individuals, according to the most recent 2024 data. That's just 1.88 lions per 100 square kilometers, a sobering decline from decades past. But what they lack in number, they make up for in mystery. The Tsavo male lion, often mistaken for a juvenile, carries no mane, or at most, a few coarse tufts around the neck. Gone is the thick, regal cloak of the Serengeti. Here, evolution strips away vanity in favor of survival. In a land where daily temperatures soar above 33 degrees Celsius, a mane is more burden than badge. Shedding it may help these lions regulate heat more efficiently, an adaptation tailored to this semi-desert firmness. Yet Tsavo's lions are more than a biological anomaly. They are the heirs of a chilling legend, a tale born in blood. In 1898, two maneless males, known as the Ghost and the Darkness, terrorized the workers of the Uganda Railway. More than 30 lives were lost to the lions before they were stopped. Later bone analysis at the Field Museum in Chicago and research by Dr. Bruce D. Patterson revealed the truth. Prey had vanished, wiped out by disease and famine, forcing the lions into extreme behavior. This haunting story remains a stark reminder. When ecosystems collapse, even apex predators can be driven to desperation. But make no mistake, mane or no mane, the Tsavo lion is a lethal force. Lean, muscular, and near silent, its agility is matched only by its cold precision. Unlike lions in the Serengeti, which often form large coalitions and multi-female prides, Tsavo prides are small, rarely more than 6. Often, just a lone male leads, patrolling a harsh kingdom on his own. And when he hunts, it is without fanfare. He doesn't roar. He breathes, slow, measured, deadly. Eyes locked on a lone antelope, a juvenile that strayed just a step too far. He drops low. Only his ears rise above the dry grass. He halts, muscles coiled, body pressed flat to the earth. Then he vanishes. Exploding forward at over 50 kilometers per hour, the lion closes the distance in seconds. A prey bolts, but it's already too late. The Tsavo lion eats in silence. No victory roar, just a shifting gaze, watching for hyenas, for rivals. Because here, every carcass is currency, and every kill invites a challenge. In Tsavo, the king wears no crown, but none dare question his throne. The sweeping landscape, adorned with tall grasses and sporadic bushes, served as an ideal arena for the cheetah to showcase its remarkable speed and exceptional hunting prowess. The cheetah's body has undergone a remarkable evolutionary process that has equipped it to thrive in its wild environment. Cheetahs have a lightweight, aerodynamic body that reduces air resistance and allows for greater speed. Their elongated spine and deep chest enable them to stretch their bodies during high-speed chases. Cheetahs possess a unique muscle structure, characterized by a high proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers. These fibers provide explosive strength and acceleration, allowing cheetahs to reach speeds of up to 60 to 70 miles per hour in short bursts. These adaptations collectively enable cheetahs to be the fastest land animals, allowing them to hunt effectively in their natural habitats, primarily savannas and open grasslands. Over time, these traits have been refined through natural selection, ensuring that cheetahs remain adept at surviving and thriving in the wild. While cheetahs are primarily solitary animals, females tend to hunt alone, whereas males often form small groups called coalitions, typically consisting of brothers. This social behavior can enhance hunting success, as they can take down larger prey when working together. Cheetahs typically target small to medium-sized ungulates, such as gazelles and impalas. They tend to focus on younger, weaker, or injured individuals to increase their chances of a successful hunt. Cheetahs must be vigilant to avoid larger predators, such as lions and hyenas, which can steal their kills or pose a threat to their young. They often choose open habitats where they can spot potential threats from a distance and may use lookout positions to monitor their surroundings. Female cheetahs exhibit strong maternal behaviors. They care for their cubs for up to 18 months and teach them essential survival skills, such as hunting and evasion tactics. Mothers often move their cubs frequently to avoid detection by predators. Male cheetahs use scent marking to establish territory and communicate with others. This behavior helps to reduce conflict with other males and allows them to maintain a presence in an area with ample prey. On the vast Serengeti grasslands, cheetahs face competition from other predators and scavengers. They have adapted by being more agile and faster than most other big cats, allowing them to escape threats and focus on hunting during the day when other predators are less active. These behaviors are critical for the survival of cheetahs in the wild, allowing them to effectively hunt, reproduce, and evade threats in their often harsh and competitive environments. Within the vast expanse of Tsavo National Park lies the Dika Plain, a sun-bleached savanna stretched tight beneath the weight of a cloudless sky. Near the edge of denser forest zones, this land of cracked basalt soil and scattered thorny shrubs unfurls like a parchment scorched by time. Its openness offers more than just an unobstructed view. It invites the eye into the very theater of survival. Here, predators prowl with no cover to conceal them, and grazers rely on speed, not shelter. The Dika Plain isn't just a landscape, it's a corridor, a living artery through which herds pass in rhythmic migration, drawn by instinct, hunger, and the promise of distant rains. Its vegetation is sparse but purposeful. Thorny bushes and gnarled trees provide just enough shade and cover for those adapted to this arid world. And among the plain's most peculiar inhabitants stands one of Africa's most extraordinary antelopes, the gerenuk, the so-called giraffe gazelle. At first glance, it might seem almost fragile, but every inch of its elongated frame tells a tale of evolutionary brilliance. With a neck that stretches an extra 30 to 40 centimeters, the gerenuk unlocks a secret layer of nourishment, leaves and buds tucked just beyond the reach of other antelope. But the real marvel lies in its posture. With graceful precision, the gerenuk rises onto its hind legs, standing tall, steadying itself lightly against a shrub. In this vertical ballet, it reaches nearly 2 meters into the canopy, browsing where no gazelle dares go. Its snout, narrow and agile, is guided by a flexible upper lip and a long, dexterous tongue, tools that pluck delicate leaves from thorny branches without injury. Each mouthful is a testament to its patience and finesse. In a world where bulk often determines survival, the gerenuk has chosen another path: elevation, elegance, and efficiency. Socially, it is just as unique. You won't find large herds roaming here. Adult males are solitary, guarding loose territories with scent markings during the brief breeding season. Females and their young form small, quiet groups, just 2 to 6 individuals, moving like whispers across the savannah. Mothers are fiercely attentive. After birth, they meticulously groom their newborns, then hide them deep within thorny cover. There, for the first weeks of life, the young wait in silence while the mother returns to nurse in short, careful visits, protecting them from the ever-present gaze of predators. In this harsh, sun-baked environment, the gerenuk thrives, not through strength or speed, but through adaptation and grace. It is a silent symbol of persistence, a creature shaped by the land, refined by necessity, and quietly triumphant in one of Africa's most unforgiving places. Across the windswept fields of the Dika Plain, the land pulses with life. And while the tree-climbing gerenuk may capture the eye, it is not the only master of this sun-scorched realm. From the shimmering haze of heat, another icon emerges, smaller, swifter, and no less tenacious. This is the Thomson's gazelle, known affectionately as the Tommy, a blur of grace and speed etched into the memory of the African plains. Petite in stature, yet immense in resilience, the Tommy is one of Africa's fastest land animals. Capable of reaching speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour, it races just behind the cheetah in sheer velocity. But unlike the cheetah, it holds a secret advantage. Not just speed, but precision. With astonishing agility, it zigzags across the landscape, its hooves barely touching the earth as it twists and turns in an unpredictable ballet. For predators, this makes the Tommy an elusive prize, difficult to chase, harder to catch. And then it leaps. With a sudden jolt, it springs into the air, legs stretched, spine arched, body suspended in a perfect arc. This behavior, known as pronking or stotting, may seem theatrical, but science tells a different story. This leap is a coded signal, a warning to others, a defiant display to would-be predators. I see you, I'm strong, don't waste your energy. Unlike many antelope species that remain tethered to fixed territories, the Thompson's gazelle is a wanderer. It follows the rain, the scent of fresh grass, and the eternal rhythm of survival. Their herds are fluid and ephemeral, sometimes a dozen, other times thousands, merging and splitting like desert wind. They often travel alongside wildebeest and plain zebra, but the Tommy carves its own path. It doesn't simply graze, it chooses. Selective feeders, they seek out specific species of grass to fuel their high-speed lives. In this ecosystem, they are the heartbeat of the hunt, the primary prey for the cheetah. Studies across Tsavo and the Serengeti confirm this intimate connection. When larger prey migrate, the Tommy becomes the keystone, sustaining one of Africa's most specialized predators through the unforgiving dry season. And still, they endure. With each bound, each evasive twist, the Thompson's gazelle tells a timeless tale of elegance shaped by danger, of speed born from necessity, and of survival against the odds. Unlike the solitary sprint of the cheetah across Tsavo's plains, another predator thrives not in isolation, but in perfect, almost military unity: the African wild dog. Known as one of nature's most effective hunters, this endangered carnivore is as striking in form as it is in function. Each individual wears a unique coat, splotches of black, red, yellow, white, and brown, like paint splashed by a careless yet masterful artist. No two are the same. Their large, rounded ears sweep like radar dishes, constantly turning, listening. Together they form a living web of awareness, able to detect the slightest sound, the faintest movement, across the sweeping savannah. Slender yet strong, with long legs and a deep chest, the wild dog is built not for speed, but for stamina. Its strength lies in the relentless pursuit. They are masters of endurance hunting. While they can sprint up to 60 kilometers per hour, their power lies in maintaining that speed over punishing distances. A single chase can stretch across kilometers, the dogs communicating with yips, squeals, and glances, coordinated like a single organism with many limbs. One group hounds the fleeing prey. Others fan out, blocking escape routes. If one dog tires or falters, another steps in. There is no pause, no break, only pressure, building until the prey collapses from sheer exhaustion. Their efficiency is unmatched. With a success rate between 60 and 90%, the African wild dog is the most successful predator on the continent. Their targets include medium-sized antelopes or the young of larger species, whichever the pack can overwhelm. When the kill is made, the feeding is fast. Every second counts, for lions or hyenas are never far behind. Within minutes, bones are stripped clean. And then, something extraordinary happens. Those who stayed behind, nursing mothers, injured adults, or pups too young to hunt, are fed through social regurgitation. A selfless act encoded deep in their biology, bringing up partially digested food to share. A sacred bond of survival. This deep-rooted care extends into the very core of pack life. Only the alpha pair breeds, usually the strongest and most experienced members. After a 75-day gestation, the mother gives birth to as many as 20 pups in a hidden den, often a repurposed aardvark burrow or an abandoned termite mound. And from that moment on, the entire pack becomes their guardian. Non-breeding adults take on the roles of babysitters, hunters, defenders, a family united, not just by blood, but by shared purpose. Yet for all this effort, life is fragile. Pup mortality remains high, often from disease, starvation, or predators that slip past the watchful perimeter. As of 2024, the global population of mature African wild dogs is estimated at just 1,400 individuals, with the total population hovering around 6,600. In Kenya, remnants of hope still remain. Key populations survive in Laikipia, Samburu, and the greater Tsavo ecosystem. But in Tsavo East, once a thriving refuge, their numbers have dwindled. Poaching, encroachment, and the spread of deadly canine diseases have chipped away at their stronghold. And so, these ghost-painted hunters continue to run, not just for prey, but for their very future. Amid the dry red dust of the Dika Plain, a lone figure strides across the earth, not gliding through the air, nor slinking through the shadows, but walking with deliberate grace. This is the secretary bird. A creature of contradiction, crane-like legs, a hawk-like head, razor-sharp eyes, and a curved beak built for destruction. It moves with elegance, yet hides a quiet ferocity. Unlike other birds of prey that dive from the skies, the secretary bird hunts on foot, covering up to 30 kilometers a day, with a steady cadence of 120 steps per minute and a relentless pace of nearly 3 kilometers per hour. It patrols the savannah like a sentinel. Its legs, the longest of any raptor on Earth, are more than just stilts. They are weapons. A single stomp can deliver a force 5 times its own weight, enough to crush the skull of a venomous snake in a split second, and this is its domain. The secretary bird is one of the few natural predators of Africa's deadliest serpents, dispatching cobras and puff adders with surgical precision. But snakes are just one course in a varied menu that includes insects, rodents, lizards, tortoises, young birds, and even freshwater crabs. Its curious name is believed to originate from the black plumes at the back of its head, resembling the quill pens once tucked behind the ears of 19th century English clerks. But this bird is no desk-bound clerk. It is the sole surviving member of an ancient avian lineage, the Sagittariidae family. A living fossil, it stands tall in the modern world, a symbol of survival against time. Across the vast expanse of the Dika, the secretary bird plays a crucial ecological role, controlling populations of snakes and rodents, maintaining equilibrium through the scorching dry season. A sentinel of balance, a warrior of the plains. So revered is this bird that it graces the national emblems of South Africa and Sudan, a symbol of vigilance and power, and yet it is under threat. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the secretary bird is now listed as endangered. Its habitats are vanishing, claimed by wildfires, farmland, and expanding settlements. So when its silhouette cuts across the blazing savanna, it carries with it more than a legacy of predation. It is a story of resilience, a reminder that in nature, survival sometimes walks, not soars. A rare being whose uniqueness has become its greatest strength and its only chance at enduring life. Across the parched wilderness of Tsavo East, one river cuts through the dust like a green vein of life, the Galana, Kenya's second longest river, and the lower stretch of the great Athi-Galana-Sabaki system. Stretching nearly 390 kilometers, it winds through unforgiving terrain, serving as the region's only year-round source of water. Here, in a land of extremes, where rainfall barely touches 1,100 millimeters a year, and temperatures often soar beyond 30 degrees Celsius, the Galana becomes more than a river. It is survival itself. A 2024 report by the International Fund for Animal Welfare found that, during prolonged droughts, the number of large mammals congregating along this waterway surges, desperation drawing them in from miles around. Winding through groves of riverine forest and across soft, sun-baked mudflats, the water carries more than life. It carries danger. Imprinted in the mud, long, V-shaped tracks, silent signatures of a predator unchanged since the time of dinosaurs, the Nile crocodile. A living relic of evolution, it has prowled Earth's waterways for over 200 million years, its body a near-perfect design, unchanged and unchallenged. Adult males often exceed 5 meters in length. The largest can push past 6. With these dimensions, it is Africa's largest freshwater reptile, second in size only to its ocean-going cousin, the saltwater crocodile. Its hide is plated in rugged armor-like scales, osteoderms, bone beneath skin that deflects injury and regulates body heat under the merciless sun. But it's what lies inside that truly terrifies. A set of 64 to 68 conical teeth, made not for chewing, but for gripping, holding, crushing. Each tooth is replaced again and again over a lifetime, keeping the crocodile armed and lethal for decades. Its bite force measures up to 22,000 newtons, enough to shatter the heavy leg bone of a buffalo with ease. Beneath its thick eyelids, a transparent third lid, the nictitating membrane, acts like a built-in diving mask, keeping its vision sharp while submerged and hidden. And that's how it hunts. No chase, no noise, no waste, just stillness. A ripple of motion, a split-second lapse from a thirsty gazelle, then chaos, a flash of muscle, a crushing grip, and finally, the death roll. A violent spin that snaps bones, twists spines, and drowns the struggling prey in seconds. If the kill is too large to swallow whole, the crocodile doesn't mind. It uses its weight, momentum, and razor teeth to tear the body apart, bit by gruesome bit. But beneath the terror lies purpose. The crocodile is no villain. It is a regulator, keystone species. By controlling herbivore numbers, it prevents overgrazing along the riverbanks, protecting fragile vegetation and maintaining ecosystem balance. Data confirms that Nile crocodile density peaks along the Galana during the dry season, when animals have no choice but to approach the water and risk what lies beneath. It is in these fleeting, quiet stretches of river, where the air is hot and still, that evolution's most patient predator waits. Perfectly still, perfectly deadly. Moving in rhythm with the herds of antelope, the plains zebra makes its seasonal pilgrimage along the banks of the Galana River, drawn by the promise of water, amid the dry spell that grips the land from June to October. A 2025 ecological survey found that zebras accounted for up to 34% of all large mammal sightings within 4 kilometers of the river, a powerful testament to their resilience and central role in Tsavo's seasonal drama. Their bold black and white stripes shimmer beneath the sun, each pattern as unique as a fingerprint. These stripes are more than markings. They are tools of survival. They help zebras identify one another, confuse predators in the heat of a chase, and according to a 2024 study by Caro and colleagues, they even deter biting flies like horseflies and tsetse, reducing disease transmission. When fresh grass vanishes during the dry months, zebras turn to tougher fare. With strong jaws, broad teeth, and a hindgut fermentation system, they digest coarse grasses, bark, leaves, feeding like both grazers and browsers, bridging the ecological gap between antelope and elephant. Their society is structured around harems, one dominant stallion, several mares, and their young, held together by gentle grooming, mutual trust, and an orchestra of sounds, from high-pitched whinnies to quiet calls that echo softly through the dusk. On the run, zebras can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour. They can't outrun a cheetah in a straight sprint, but their zigzag fleeing pattern makes it hard for any predator to track just one. In moments of danger, adults form a defensive ring around the foals. The young are watched over, not just by mothers, but by the whole herd, and the young arrive ready. A zebra foal can stand within minutes and run within the first hour, a crucial skill in a world where predators never rest. In the first days of life, the mother keeps her newborn isolated. This is not abandonment, but a ritual. It gives the foal time to memorize her scent and her stripes, the visual and olfactory code that binds them for life. As the red sun sinks low and a veil of dust settles over the plains, the herd moves forward, step by step across the cracked savannah, carrying with them the untamed heartbeat of Africa's wild horse. Not only do slender-bodied antelope traverse the Galana River's vast expanse, this land also hosts giants. Towering above the acacia trees, the African bush elephant makes its commanding presence known. Standing over 3 meters tall and weighing up to 6 tons, these are Earth's largest land mammals. A signature trait of Tsavo's elephants is their reddish hue, stained by a mix of mud and iron-rich laterite soil. They wear the land like armor, becoming living emblems of this harsh and ancient wilderness. Their enormous, fan-like ears span nearly 2 meters, acting not only as sensitive sound collectors, but as natural radiators, cooling the blood and sustaining them in the searing heat. But it is their trunk that truly astonishes, a muscular marvel composed of over 40,000 individual muscles. This tool of survival and expression can lift a fallen tree or pluck a blade of grass, draw in 8 liters of water, or deliver a gentle caress to comfort a calf. Their ivory tusks, elongated incisor teeth, serve as tools and weapons. With them, they dig for water, strip bark from trees, and duel during the mating season. But these same tusks are also the reason behind their long struggle for survival. The African bush elephant has suffered decades of relentless poaching. According to the 2024 update of the IUCN Red List, the species is now listed as vulnerable, with only around 415,000 individuals remaining, a stark decline from numbers just a century ago. Yet there is hope. In Kenya, populations have remained stable, thanks to conservation efforts led by the Kenya Wildlife Service. Protected areas like Tsavo East now shelter an estimated 13,000 to 14,000 elephants. At the heart of every herd stands a matriarch, an elder female who carries the memory of generations. She knows where water once flowed, where danger once loomed, and guides her kin accordingly. This knowledge is not mere instinct, it is intelligence. Elephants pass the mirror test, a rare marker of self-awareness shared only with creatures of advanced cognition, like dolphins, chimpanzees, and humans. They remember voices, emotions, social bonds. Some return to the remains of lost companions, standing in stillness or gently touching bones with their trunk in a solemn tribute. In Tsavo, survival demands movement. The seasons dictate their steps. In the dry months, the Galana River becomes their lifeline. Each adult consumes up to 150 kilograms of vegetation and 200 liters of water daily. During prolonged droughts, they may travel tens of kilometers, often under the cover of darkness, seeking underground water or greener refuge. At the riverbanks, elephants drink, bathe, and roll in the mud, cooling their skin and warding off insects. Unlike many mammals, they can breed year-round, yet their reproduction is painfully slow. A female carries her calf for nearly 22 months, the longest gestation of any land mammal. She gives birth to just one calf, with several years between each. This slow pace makes the species particularly vulnerable to threats like drought and poaching. But elephant calves are fast learners, nurtured not just by mothers, but by the entire herd. When danger strikes, adults close ranks, forming a living wall of flesh and ivory to protect the young. In moments of crisis, they will even confront lions or aid an injured sibling. Every heavy step along the Galana River marks not just survival, but connection. These giants bind together two halves of the Tsavo wilderness. They are its memory, its guardians, and its beating heart. Hidden among the tangled thickets and rugged volcanic ridges of Tsavo National Park, a rare and resilient survivor moves quietly through the shadows. This is the eastern black rhino, a living relic on a precarious journey of survival. Within the protective boundaries of the Ngullia Rhino Sanctuary, this critically endangered subspecies clings to life. It is a fragile symbol of revival in a world where wild spaces are steadily shrinking. What sets the eastern black rhino apart from its southern cousin is its long, slender, backward curving horn, sometimes growing up to 140 centimeters in length. Made of keratin, the same protein found in human fingernails, this horn is both a tool and a target. Its dark, wrinkled hide looks like ancient armor, etched by time, textured by heat, and sculpted by a life lived between dry plains and rocky highlands. Weighing up to 1,400 kilograms, it is a formidable creature, yet rarely seen. Solitary by nature, it tends to avoid attention, often appearing alone or with a single calf by its side. Its most distinctive feature? A pointed, prehensile upper lip, curved like a tiny hook. A perfect adaptation for a browser's diet. Unlike the white rhino, a grazer of open grasslands, the black rhino is a specialist. It skillfully plucks tender leaves, shoots, and twigs from thorny bushes and shrubs, consuming up to 30 kilograms of vegetation each day. In doing so, it reshapes the landscape, clearing space beneath shrubs, encouraging grass growth, and enriching the ecosystem for smaller herbivores. Despite its bulk, the eastern black rhino has poor eyesight, but it compensates with acute hearing and an exceptional sense of smell. Its cone-shaped ears rotate independently, picking up even the softest footfall in the dry brush. In a place as unforgiving as Tsavo, a moment of distraction can mean the difference between life and death. To endure the relentless heat, mud becomes an ally. Wallowing serves more than comfort. It's armor against parasites, biting insects, and the sun's searing rays. When the mud dries, it forms a crusted shield, rugged in appearance, yet vital for survival. Reproduction is slow. Females give birth only once every 2 to 4 years, after a 16-month gestation. A newborn calf, weighing 30 to 45 kilograms, stays close to its mother for years. During this time, she is its sole protector, teacher, and guide through a world fraught with unseen threats. It is this long, vulnerable infancy and the rhino's tragic history that has made it the focus of intensive conservation. In the 1980s, just 3 individuals remained in this region, but by 2024, Kenya's eastern black rhino population had grown to approximately 1,040, home to the vast majority of the subspecies left on Earth. At Ngulia, over 100 now roam, protected by 24/7 armed patrols, satellite surveillance, and electronic ear tag systems. This is conservation at its most vigilant. Each number tells a story, not just of survival, but of resistance in the face of the rhino horn trade's brutal legacy. And yet, the threat remains. The eastern black rhino is still listed as critically endangered by the IUCN, having lost up to 90% of its population in just 3 generations. But here in Tsavo West, their quiet presence offers something more than statistics. It offers hope, a silent prayer whispered in dust and wind, that with compassion, science, and unwavering resolve, extinction can be held at bay. The competition between lions and hyenas is a crucial factor in maintaining the balance of the Masai Mara ecosystem. However, when one species gains overwhelming dominance, the equilibrium becomes vulnerable to disruption. A 2024 report revealed that rising hyena populations can reduce small herbivore numbers in a given area by up to 20% within 5 years. This decline not only impacts wildlife, but also transforms the landscape, as reduced grazing alters the structure and diversity of grasslands. Beneath East Africa's vast blue sky, stretching from Tanzania to Mozambique, the eastern Miombo forest stands as a vibrant, ancient world. More than just a forest, it is the heartbeat of the East African ecosystem, a complex yet harmonious web of life where diverse flora and fauna coexist. In northern Tanzania, the Ngorongoro crater resembles a natural necklace encapsulating a world teeming with life. This ancient caldera, formed over 2 million years ago, spans approximately 100 square miles and sustains an extraordinary abundance of wildlife. Towering cliffs, over 2,000 feet high, encircle the crater, where the wind whispers over lush grasslands, narrating timeless stories of life. Viewed from above, the Ngorongoro crater resembles a sprawling oil painting, its vast grasslands interspersed with sparse forests and shimmering lakes. At the crater's heart lies Lake Magadi, a freshwater oasis that sparkles under the sun, attracting thousands of flamingos whose vivid pink plumage adds a burst of color to the scenery. The crater is home to over 25,000 large mammals, an astonishing density for such a confined space. Herds of wildebeest and zebras, numbering in the thousands, roam the green plains in search of food, their movements vital for the ecosystem. The trampling hooves of these animals churn the soil, aiding grass seed germination, while their dung enriches the land with nutrients. Elsewhere in the crater, immense buffalo, weighing up to 2,000 pounds, graze in large groups, serving as guardians of the grasslands. These massive herbivores maintain the ecosystem's balance by grazing regularly, all while staying vigilant against potential predators. Ngorongoro crater is renowned for its extraordinary predator density, hosting some of Africa's most formidable hunters. In the forests near the lake, leopards stealthily navigate the branches, using their camouflage to ambush smaller prey. The crater also boasts the world's highest lion density, with an estimated 60 to 70 lions inhabiting this compact area. These apex predators patrol the grasslands, their piercing gaze fixed on herds of wildebeest and zebras. Male lions, distinguished by their dark, imposing manes, engage in fierce battles to defend their pride, while lionesses lead highly coordinated hunting expeditions, orchestrating dramatic chases that define the rhythm of life in the crater. Yet lions are not the sole rulers of this domain. Spotted hyenas, with their iconic, eerie laughter, shadow every hunt, awaiting the perfect moment to seize the spoils. Ngorongoro Crater, a vast caldera where low-lying grasslands, acacia xanthophyllia woodlands, and seasonal water bodies converge, serves as both a haven of abundance and a battleground of intense predator competition. Lions, with their superior strength and ambush tactics, dominate the ecosystem as both hunters and opportunistic scavengers. Uniquely, lions in the Ngorongoro crater claim up to 71% of the prey hunted by hyenas. A pride led by powerful black-maned males can overpower even large hyena clans. Rather than relying solely on active hunting, lions leverage their brute strength to assert dominance. In contrast, hyenas excel in stamina and strategy. They use endurance hunting techniques to exhaust their prey, often migratory species like wildebeest or zebras, by encircling and weakening them before making the kill. However, even after a successful hunt, hyenas must defend their meal against the ever-present threat of lions. When challenged, hyenas employ defensive tactics, forming protective circles around their kill or vulnerable members of the clan. Their eerie calls summon reinforcements, while their characteristic laughter acts as both a communication tool and a psychological weapon, sowing confusion among rivals and fostering unity within their clan. Despite their resilience, the crater remains lion territory. Lions are responsible for 60 to 70% of adult hyena deaths within this ecosystem. A lion attack is swift and calculated, often targeting isolated or weakened hyenas. With precise tactics, lions strike critical points, swiftly subduing their prey. The competitive dynamic between lions and hyenas extends beyond a simple struggle for dominance. It is a driving force that shapes the structure of the Ngorongoro crater's ecosystem. However, imbalances can occur. When lion populations rise too quickly, hyenas face increasing pressure, forcing them to adapt their hunting strategies or seek new territories. This interplay of predators underscores the fragile balance of life within the crater, where every roar, call, and step contributes to the unending struggle for survival in this vibrant yet fiercely contested environment. Nestled between the arid Namib Desert and the expansive savanna grasslands lies the Namibian savanna forest, a region of understated and unique beauty. This is not a dense forest, as one might imagine, but a sweeping landscape of vast grasslands, punctuated by camelthorn trees that stand as solitary sentinels in the desert. Camelthorn trees, reaching heights of up to 65 feet, are the lifeblood of this region. Their roots penetrate as deep as 150 feet into the earth, tapping into scarce underground water reserves. Even during prolonged dry seasons, their silvery gray foliage remains vibrant, offering shelter and sustenance to countless animals. Scattered across the grasslands are dry riverbeds, such as the Hoanib and Quiseb rivers, which flow only during the rainy season. Despite their arid appearance for much of the year, these riverbeds serve as vital lifelines. Lush vegetation thrives along their banks, attracting wildlife in search of food and refuge. The landscape is further shaped by low mountain ranges like the Brandberg, where rare patches of shade offer respite from the relentless heat. Here, desert-adapted lions, known for their patience and resilience, have evolved to survive extended periods without water, traits that distinguish them from lions in other regions. Across the dry grasslands, hyenas stealthily follow herds of plain zebras and oryx, biding their time. When the opportunity arises, they strike with relentless precision, shattering the fragile peace of this arid wilderness. In the heart of Namibia, where desert winds carry the heat of arid plains mingled with the faint fragrance of grasslands, Tsavo National Park emerges as a precious gem of untamed wilderness. Spanning over 8,600 square miles, Etosha is more than a sanctuary. It is a microcosm of interconnected ecosystems, a symphony of life where each element contributes to a delicate and dynamic balance. This is a land of striking contrasts, where desolation meets abundance, and every creature battles for survival. At the heart of the park lies the Etosha Pan, a massive salt pan covering approximately 1,900 square miles. During the dry season, its surface turns stark white, shimmering under the blazing sun like a giant mirror. With the arrival of rains, this arid expanse transforms into a temporary lake, drawing thousands of flamingos whose vibrant pink plumage illuminates the landscape. This breathtaking transformation embodies the resilience of nature, continuously adapting to the harsh environment. Etosha is a natural stage, home to tens of thousands of wildlife, each species playing a vital role in maintaining the park's ecological harmony. Across the vast grasslands, plain zebras move like flowing rivers, their herds numbering in the thousands, creating a mesmerizing spectacle. Their hooves churn the soil, scattering seeds, while their dung enriches the land, fostering new growth. Dominating the park are the African elephants, the true giants of Etosha. Weighing up to 12,000 pounds, they traverse mopaine forests, breaking branches and carving new pathways. These silent architects of the ecosystem disperse seeds, shape the landscape, and ensure the survival of flora throughout the region. With a population of approximately 2,500, Etosha is one of southern Africa's premier refuges for these majestic creatures. The abundance of herbivores sustains Etosha's apex predators. Lions with their distinctive dark manes rule the nights, hunting under the cover of starlit skies. Boasting a population of 350 to 400 lions, Etosha is home to one of the highest lion densities in the world. Their thunderous roars reverberate across the grasslands, a proud declaration of their dominion over this remarkable wilderness. Beneath the scorching sun of Tsavo East, a faint ripple moves through the golden grass. A slender shadow detaches itself from the landscape. A female Southeast African cheetah, her eyes locked forward, edges closer to a small, unsuspecting herd of Thompson's gazelles. At just under 60 meters, a subtle twitch of her ear becomes the final signal. And then, explosion. Her spine, built like a coiled spring, unravels with terrifying speed. Each stride spans over 7 meters. In seconds, her body tears across the savannah at 96 kilometers per hour. Tsavo's red dust erupts beneath her, trailing behind like fire. Her semi-retractable claws dig into the earth like cleats, anchoring each rapid turn. Her long tail slices the air, pivoting her weight as she twists and weaves to match every erratic leap of her quarry. Inside, a powerful heart and 2 overworked lungs push oxygen through a broad, heaving chest. The chase is a storm, a breathtaking blur of power and precision. But it can't last. In less than 20 seconds, it ends. A swift, surgical bite to the neck, or failure. There is no second attempt. This is the price of speed. Though the cheetah is the fastest predator on Earth, it is also one of the most vulnerable. 1 chase per hunt, nay more. Unlike the deeply territorial lions and leopards, the Southeast African cheetah is a wanderer, guided more by opportunity than dominance. Females roam alone across immense territories in search of prey and birthing grounds, untethered by borders or pride hierarchies. Their survival depends on vast space, low competition, and an abundance of prey. Males, by contrast, form coalitions, tight alliances of brothers or close kin. These small bands patrol shared ranges, sometimes outcompeting lone males for access to mates. But for all cheetahs, the greatest peril begins at birth. Cubs, usually born in litters of 2 to 5, enter the world blind and defenseless. More than half never reach adulthood, claimed by predators before they've even learned to walk. To shield them, mothers constantly move their dens, staying ahead of danger, masking their scent. For 18 to 24 months, the young remain at her side, learning the sacred arts of stalking, ambushing, and the final lethal sprint. As of 2024, the global adult population of cheetahs hovers at a precarious 6,517. Kenya shelters just over 1,100. In the Tsavo region, the density falls to a haunting 0.74 individuals per 100 square kilometers. A whisper across a vast and drying wilderness. They face a triad of threats: habitat loss from expanding agriculture, competition from larger carnivores, and the shadowy fingers of illegal wildlife trade. Cheetah cubs, trafficked as exotic pets, vanish into silence. The cheetah is not just a symbol of speed. It is a symbol of fragility, a reminder that even the most gifted creatures are tethered to the fate of the land they run upon. Like a living thread, holding together the weave of a complex and beautiful ecosystem, the cheetah doesn't run alone. It runs for the future of the savannah. From July to September, during the peak of the dry season, the African savanna becomes an unforgiving landscape. This is nature's ultimate test, a crucible where life and death converge, and only the boldest survive. It is a harsh doorway to survival, leading to the lush paradise beyond, a land shaped by the divine balance of creation. The Mara River, a verdant lifeline in this arid expanse, stretches across a relatively modest area of 580 square miles, yet it teems with life. This region, one of the savanna's most rain-fed, receives an annual rainfall of 30 to 50 inches. Its short, lush grasses provide sustenance for grazers like wildebeests and zebras, while the taller grasslands shelter giants like elephants. Each year, during the Great Migration, over 1.5 million wildebeests, zebras, and other herbivores cross this region in search of greener pastures. Yet the journey is perilous. More than 250,000 animals perish, many succumbing to the treacherous waters of the Mara River, home to one of nature's most fearsome predators, the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile rules these waters with patience and precision. Its immense body, often hidden beneath the muddy surface, blends seamlessly into its surroundings. This predator can wait hours, even days, for the perfect moment to strike. The Nile crocodile is a masterpiece of evolution. The largest recorded specimen measured 5.8 meters in length and weighed over 1,000 kilograms. Unlike many predators, it does not rely on agility. Its sheer size and power cement its dominance. Its bite force is legendary, reaching up to 5,000 psi, capable of crushing bones in an instant. While the muscles responsible for opening its jaws are weak enough for a person to keep them shut with duct tape, the crocodile's offensive power is unparalleled. During the dry season, dwindling water sources like ponds and shallow rivers become natural traps. Animals driven by thirst congregate in these areas, inadvertently stepping into the crocodile's domain. Barely moving, the crocodile remains submerged, its eyes and nostrils the only visible parts above the water. This allows it to monitor its surroundings while remaining inconspicuous. Despite its massive size, it can attack with startling speed, reaching up to 40 kilometers per hour in short bursts. As the noon sun beats down, most animals seek shelter from the heat. But thirst is relentless, and the promise of fertile plains on the other side of the Mara River draws herds of zebras and wildebeests to the water's edge. The river crossings are chaotic and fraught with danger. According to the African Wildlife Conservation Commission, the Nile crocodile's success rate during these crossings reaches an astounding 70%. When the moment comes, the water erupts with violence. The crocodile, lying in wait, launches its attack. Its powerful jaws clamp onto the hind leg of a zebra, eliciting a piercing cry. The mother zebra's frantic calls go unanswered as her calf is dragged into the water. Exhausted and helpless, the young zebra is subjected to the crocodile's infamous death roll. With a brutal twist of its body, the crocodile breaks the prey's bones and pulls it beneath the surface. In seconds, life is extinguished. Even the Nile crocodile is not immune to the challenges of the dry season. As rivers and lakes dwindle, crocodiles are sometimes forced to dig burrows in the ground to retain moisture and wait for the rains to return. For all creatures in the savannah, survival is a relentless battle, a testament to resilience in the face of hardship. The migration is a merciless trial. The weak and young, unable to withstand the current, are left behind, claimed by predators or the river itself. Yet this is nature's cycle, an eternal balance of life and death, both cruel and necessary. Crossing the Mara River is more than a physical feat. It is a testament to the instinct and divine courage instilled in every creature. In the African savannah, where survival demands bravery and determination, every step forward affirms the unyielding will to live, reminding us of the beauty and balance of the natural world. The sun sets slowly, bathing the savannah in a vivid red twilight. The relentless heat of the day dissipates as the wind dies, leaving the landscape in tranquil silence. Yet, this fleeting serenity masks an underlying truth. The supreme law of the savannah remains unchanged. Survival depends on vigilance. Predators emerge from their hiding places, and every second becomes a fierce struggle for survival. Here, no one can predict who will be the hunter and who the prey. From May to October, the lakes of Magadi and its surrounding pans, once teeming with life, vanish under the unforgiving sun, leaving behind a desolate expanse. The cracked, hardened soil stretches like a salt desert, devoid of obvious signs of life. Among the sparse, low bushes, groups of Thompson's gazelles gather. The young nestle close to their mothers for safety, while the adults stand guard, ears attuned to every sound. The long, exhausting migratory journey of the day has left the herd drained, but the darkness offers no reprieve. The dry savannah, where life and death intertwine in an eternal cycle, is ruled by lions, majestic symbols of adaptation and resilience. These creatures embody the sacred order of creation, their power and dominance reflecting the intricate balance of nature. An adult male lion, with its muscular frame and flowing mane, is an imposing figure. Standing up to 1.2 meters tall and measuring 2.5 to 3.3 meters in length, including its tail, it can weigh between 150 and 250 kilograms. The smaller yet no less formidable lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, stand approximately 1 meter tall and weigh between 100 and 150 kilograms. A lion's physical prowess is unparalleled. Its powerful muscles enable it to take down prey 3 to 4 times its own weight, such as buffalo or young giraffes. With a charging force of up to 4,500 Newton meters, a single blow can incapacitate large prey. Yet, it is the male lion's mane that signifies its true majesty. The mane, often thick and black, is more than a visual spectacle. It is a crown of dominance, courage, and masculinity, a silent declaration of authority. It attracts lionesses, deters rivals, and serves as natural armor, protecting the neck and head during fierce battles. The Bible refers to the lion as the most powerful of animals, one that retreats before none, a fitting testament to its divine design. Even so, the dry season challenges even the mightiest. The scorching sun and scarcity of food strip the savannah of its bounty. The once pristine manes of lions become rough and faded, yet their role as protective shields remains vital. Prey migrate vast distances in search of water, forcing prides of lions to traverse 8 to 20 kilometers daily in pursuit of food. In extreme cases, these journeys can extend up to 50 kilometers, testing the endurance of even the strongest. Distance is not the only challenge lions face during a hunt. Each pursuit becomes increasingly difficult and dangerous. A lion's speed and endurance are critical to its success, but they are not built for sustained speed over long distances. Although slower than cheetahs, lions can reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, typically over short bursts of 100 to 200 meters. Prolonged sprints, however, are beyond their physical limits. This limitation in stamina necessitates a reliance on strategy rather than speed alone. Lions are master tacticians, often employing ambushes and coordinated group efforts to capture prey. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, excel in this domain, using their knowledge of terrain and prey behavior to corner and disorient their victims. Once zebras or gazelles are surrounded, the male lions move in for the final blow, utilizing their immense strength and powerful jaws. Capable of generating up to 1,000 psi of bite force, a lion can kill large prey in seconds. Though not as adept at climbing as leopards, lions can ascend large trees when necessary, whether to escape the heat, scout prey, or simply rest. In areas like Tanzania's Lake Manyara, they are occasionally spotted perched on tree limbs, their golden coats illuminated by the dim light, a striking display of their adaptability. Every aspect of a lion's anatomy reflects its role as a dominant predator. Its night vision far surpasses that of humans, with eyes that are 6 times more sensitive to light, allowing it to detect even the smallest movements in the dark. Additionally, a lion's sense of smell can pick up scents from over 1.5 kilometers away, and its acute hearing can detect the faintest rustle of leaves carried on the wind. The dry season intensifies the challenges of survival, but also serves as a crucible in which the lion's hunting instincts are honed to perfection. During this time, every member of the pride assumes a distinct role in a meticulously planned strategy. While lions generally succeed in only 20 to 30% of solo hunts, coordinated group efforts can raise their success rate to an impressive 50%. A helpless buffalo, isolated from its herd amidst the chaos, unwittingly stumbled into the lion's ambush. With precise coordination, the lion sprang into action. Within moments, the buffalo was brought down, the lead lion's powerful jaws delivering a swift and merciful end. Competition for food within the pride is common, particularly among males. On average, an adult lioness requires around 5 kilograms of meat per day, while a male needs approximately 7 kilograms. During a single meal, however, a lion can consume up to 30 kilograms of meat, storing energy for the leaner days of the dry season. On hot days, lions retreat to the shade, where 1 or 2 males typically remain on guard to protect the pride's territory. With prey scarce, lions sometimes resort to scavenging, feeding on carcasses left by disease or other predators. Herds are a critical support system, enabling them to watch for predators and share information about food and water sources. The dynamics within these groups illustrate the oryx's social intelligence, as they communicate through a series of vocalizations and body language, enhancing their chances of survival in the wild. The oryx stands as a majestic emblem of resilience, embodying the harsh beauty of the Namib Desert. With its striking appearance, remarkable adaptations, and deep cultural significance, the oryx captivates the hearts of those who encounter it. In a world where survival often hinges on the smallest of adaptations, the oryx teaches us about the incredible capabilities of life to endure, thrive, and inspire amidst adversity. As we continue to explore and appreciate the wonders of our natural world, let us remember the oryx, a true marvel of evolution and a symbol of the indomitable. Lions are not merely hunters, they are guardians of the natural balance. By controlling populations of herbivores such as zebras and wildebeests, they help preserve the harmony of the ecosystem. Every hunt, every kill is an integral part of the life cycle that sustains the savannah, a cycle intricately designed to maintain balance. The sacrifice of one life sustains another, a natural order that reflects the principle of survival and selection. The dry season is not a manifestation of nature's cruelty, but rather a divine test that strengthens the ecological web. In the savannah, only the strong and the unified endure, proving that resilience, strategy, and unity are key to survival. Still striding with poised elegance across the cracked red earth, the gray-crowned crane is a living emblem of East Africa's open skies and wild plains. It is not only a vision of grace, but of rarity, a vibrant sentinel crowned in gold. The only species of crane able to perch in trees, thanks to a unique elongated hind toe, it blends beauty with a remarkable gift for survival. Its silvery plumage ripples in the breeze, crowned with a stiff golden crest that gleams like a royal headdress. White cheeks glow beneath a black velvet cap, and at its throat, a red gular sac pulses with its soft, resonant mom call, haunting and beautiful. While most cranes nest on the ground, the gray-crowned crane takes to the trees, building its nest high among the branches, choosing elevation not only for safety, but for sanctuary. Still, it forages on foot, gracefully picking through wetlands and open fields. Feasting on frogs, insects, seeds, small snakes, even freshwater crabs and fallen grain. Its flexible diet makes it a master of adaptation on the changing decaplain. As the dry season approaches, courtship begins. The ritual is one of nature's finest ballets. Head bobbing, wing beating, synchronized leaps, and deep calls that echo like ancient songs. A lifelong bond is forged not through force, but through dance. When the time comes, the pair selects hidden, waterlogged reeds to conceal their nest. Each clutch, typically 2 to 5 eggs, is watched over with care. The chicks hatch ready to walk, and within hours, they do. But their journey has only begun. They will follow their parents for months, learning what it takes to live among the fluctuating rhythms of drought, flood, and danger. Devotion becomes their first lesson in survival. But this crane is more than a symbol. It is a cornerstone of the wetland ecosystem. As it moves, it spreads seeds. As it feeds, it controls insect populations. As it lives, it keeps balance, and yet balance is slipping. The gray-crowned crane is now listed as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Only 20,000 to 50,000 remain in the wild. Its greatest threats: vanishing wetlands, poisoned water, collisions with power lines, and illegal capture for trade. Once thriving sanctuaries, like Tsavo, are falling silent, no longer echoing with their graceful return. Though celebrated in traditional ceremonies and immortalized in African art, reverence alone has not been enough to protect them. But they still walk. With each delicate step, the gray-crowned crane sings a quiet melody across the harsh savannah, a testimony not to strength, but to the power of elegance, adaptation, and care. So which vision leaves a deeper mark? The elegant dance of the crowned crane, or the deadly lightning-fast strike of the secretary bird?